Hey guys, it's me, OptimusPhillip. I know it's been a while since I've done one of these. I've just been busy with other stuff, mostly school and robotics. That and I can be incredibly lazy, but hey, I'm a teenage boy. What do you expect? But in that time, I've given my channel a bit of an overhaul, and what better figure to look at for the occasion than an overhauled Transformer? Transformers Generations Deluxe Armada Starscream. So, here we have Starscream in his jet mode, and it looks pretty darn good. It clearly has taken inspiration from the Armada version, but they actually went to great lengths to make it look good. It's very sleek, and it looks like it could fly for miles. Or at least it could if it didn't have this weird curve to it. Yeah, I don't know why this is, but it never wants to look straight in jet mode. And it's not just mine, I've seen other reviewers say this. Also, the two halves of the rear section have these interlocking tabs that don't do anything. They don't hold the jet together or anything, and it doesn't work that well. Nonetheless, he is a lot clearer than his Armada counterpart. Not that I have a copy of my own for comparison or anything like that. Anyways, let's discuss Gimmick. The original Armada toy had massive cannons that flip out of the intakes when a minicon was attached between them. Here, however, that's been replaced by a simple pressure launcher. However, that's not a bad thing. The original Gimmick overcomplicated the figure and interfered with the robot mode. And besides, there's a little more going on with the launcher. You push in on the thruster effect, this bit here, this clear orange bit, and that not only forces the missile out, but also extends out this little yellow bit. And hey, it works. It fires a pretty impressive distance. Other than that, it's basically your standard jet former. Not a whole lot going on besides the landing gear on the bottom, which does retract. Yeah, there isn't even an opening cockpit, at least not one that I found. But still, I wouldn't expect anything more from a Generations Deluxe. It's not complicated for the sake of complication, and there isn't much in the way of gimmickry. That being said, let's take a look at the figure in robot mode. In robot mode, the figure looks awesome. The paint job is nice, with the red, gray, black, and yellow giving off the Armada Starscream vibe very well. But there is one thing. The paint deco is not that accurate. The black on his torso is gone, as is the gray on the top of the chest and around the shin, and the red around his wrists and on his feet. Still, I don't mind. And if you do mind, I would suggest investing in the United version. Though, to be honest, and I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for this, but I'm not a fan of the United toy's look. Yeah, it's more accurate, but the white on it really clashes with the red to me, and there's a lot more of it. But that's just my personal taste. I'm not saying it's a bad look or anything. And besides, I've only seen pictures, maybe it looks better in person. Anyways, onto the sculpt. Again, the figure is sculpted beautifully. He is covered in mechanical details and molded panel lines. They even got the pistons on his biceps molded in, which is a detail I'm imagining a lot of people would probably forget about. Overall, the toy looks amazing, but how does it do on posability? Well, his neck is on a ball joint. Full rotation of the shoulders is somewhat limited due to the wings, but the wings can actually be moved out of the way, kind of. It's got outward shoulder movement, pi over 2 radians range in the elbows, ball jointed hips, full thigh rotation, pi radian knee bend, which is nice, and forward and back ankle tilts, which is good since Armada Starscream is a swordsman, so you'd hope that he can move around pretty good. Speaking of swords, that is his main accessory. Twin swords that store in the back of the wings. They look really nice and fit decently into his hands, but there's one problem. They're made of clear plastic, which does not exactly bode well. Not helping is the fact that mine seems to have been mismolded, making the peg for this sword's hinge slightly too big, causing the joint a bit of stress, and making it me unable to move the hinge without popping out. It's not a serious problem for me, since I only ever use one sword with them anyway, but it's still a problem. Barring that though, the swords, once again, are amazing, and despite not being formed from the actual wings, or maybe even because of that, they look just like his swords from the show, at least from what I've seen. The missile launchers can still be deployed in this mode, giving him a more accurate look to the cartoon and the original toy. Or you can leave them folded down along the back when not in use, in case those long missile launchers sticking out of the back are an issue for you. You can also still fire them in this mode, and they still work just as good as in vehicle mode. Overall, my final verdict for the toy, I love it. It's an amazing toy and a perfect addition to any Armada or Chug collection. I give this figure the OptimusPhillip seal of approval for ages 11 through 16 and 17+. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next review.